Morning. It's Sunday, June 1st, and the year is disappearing very quickly as usual. In any event, there's news on the Israeli front. Netanyahu said Israel agreed to a plan that would release 10 living hostages and the bodies of 18 deceased captives during a 60-day ceasefire. That's what Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced, and Israel has accepted the U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff's hostage release proposal. However, Hamas says the plan is biased in favor of Israel, and it demands changes. How could that be biased in Israel's demand? They should have been demanding everything. So speaking to the bereaved families of the hostages, Netanyahu said Israel has agreed to a plan that would bring 10 living hostages and the bodies of 18 dead captives during a 60-day ceasefire. Now, Netanyahu said also that he doubts that the terror group would accept the proposal, and he emphasized the need to eliminate Hamas as a political and military force. We don't believe that Hamas would return all the hostages, and therefore we continue fighting until Hamas is eliminated. We will remain in the Gaza Strip until all the hostages are in our hands. Now, when you look at this situation, that's Hamas's leverage. They're not going to release the hostages. That's the only thing that's really keeping them alive right now. Otherwise, Israel might unleash a full-scale war on them. So Witkoff was optimistic that Hamas would ultimately accept the proposal. But Hamas has expressed disappointment that it was drafted after Witkoff met with the Israeli Strategic Affairs Minister Ron Dermer. Why is Hamas disappointed? They are killing people. They are causing turmoil in a part of the world. And they're disappointed? Everything has gone in their favor so far, I believe. They have not seen the full might that could have been unleashed on them because they're hiding behind all the civilians in Gaza. Hamas has indicated that it may consider the proposal if Witkoff adds a clause requiring Israel's military to retreat to where its soldiers are stationed before the previous agreement in late March, and that the distribution of humanitarian aid will continue according to international standards. Well, why should they be putting international aid in that region if Hamas is stealing all the aid from the people who need it? Are we stupid enough to agree to something that will give Hamas food and energy? That is pure bullshit. The intent of the latter requirement appears to undermine the U.S.-backed humanitarian foundation, which Israel relies on because it aims to prevent aid from falling into Hamas's hands. And even though it's been criticized by international organizations, and Hamas in addition requests revisions to the language concerning the 60-day ceasefire, which will lead to a permanent truce, aiming to make it more difficult for Israel to resume military operations if an agreement isn't reached. Why? Why would Israel acknowledge anything and agree to anything that is going to limit their power to respond to the evil deeds of Hamas and their associates? So meanwhile, this talk is going to continue. Hamas and Israel are expected to discuss the proposal for another couple of days. This proposal is not going to go anywhere in my mind. If Hamas gets one scintilla of response, if Hamas gets one little thing that they ask for, the proposal in my mind would be a failure. So there you have it, a truce proposal that is still up in the air, way up in the air in my mind. And if we can't come to some reasonable conclusion, this is going to go on for a long time. Have a great day if you can. Take care. Bye.